Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night to jump onto this call. We have never before done a 15-minute stories event, but we value family, we value time, but we also really value our stories because stories are so impactful. Stories are what helped me decide to come to know the Lord. Stories are what drew me to my husband. Stories are what drew me to Plexus. And so tonight we've got 4 people who are sharing their story. And we're going to try to do it in 15 minutes or less. Um, also, I don't know what I was just going to say. I got flustered by the 15 minutes. I don't know what I was about to say. I'm so glad that you guys are on. We're going to go. Oh, this is what it was. So many of us are skeptical of a lot of things. And so I wanted our theme to be skeptical, like the skeptical stories, because so many of us will see, oh, well, this is from a network marketing company. There's no way these products could be good. These people are just trying to make a dollar off of me. And I wanted that to be our theme. And so I grabbed 4 people who I knew had a skeptical attitude towards Plexus. But then once they finally got started on the products, they started to see really incredible changes. So we're going to be sharing tonight with 4 people, and we're going to start with Lauren, and we're going to try to do this now in 14 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Lauren.
Hey y'all, I am Lauren. I am a physical therapist and an author, and I have been with Plexus about 3.5 years now. My husband and I have been on the products for that long, and it didn't always start out just hunky-dory and loving life with Plexus. Going through college and a little bit after college and grad school, I had many people reach out to me about network marketing products and businesses. And I would ignore the messages, block the people. I remember calling up my girlfriend and telling her, can you believe that this person messaged me and wanted to sell me something? When really I was missing the point completely. It felt to me like people didn't care, but that was just because I wasn't in the right headspace to receive what they were trying to show me. So fast forward, my husband and I survived a tornado and we were going through a lot, lots of PTSD, problems with sleep, just a whole bunch of things. And my friend Kylie reached out to me just to check up on me. And she started sharing, about these products, and she was saying how they could help me. And I didn't even know that there was a solution for the problems I was having. One of the biggest problems we had is that we were on a lot of sleeping medication, including melatonin prescriptions, because we couldn't rest, couldn't fall asleep, couldn't stay asleep. And she started sharing that gut health would solve these problems. I was like, that's crazy, but I love Kylie and I trust you, and nothing else has worked, so let's do it. Y'all, not only did we come off all sleeping medication in 3 weeks, we had so many other issues solved for us, once again, that I didn't even know were an issue. Our bloating went down. My husband, who's had 10 knee surgeries, had less joint pain and is able to squat and move. When I got pregnant, my migraines, I got on some specific supplements for anti-inflammatory. My migraines went away and I was just blown away. And then, okay, so the products work, but what about this company? Maybe they're trying to make a buck, and do they really have integrity? Because if I'm going to represent products, then the company needs to be, they need to have good quality. They need to stand for what I stand for, and they need to have that good integrity behind them. Y'all, when I went to convention and I met these people, I met the leaders, I met the people on our team, I was blown away. And ever since then, I have been a Plexus supporter and a huge promoter of our network marketing company.
Okay, I guess that means it's my turn. I'm setting a timer because I'm a little long-winded. So here we go. Um, my name is Abby, and I'm in Boise, Idaho. I'm a former PE teacher, former because I'm now stay-at-home mom, which is the whole entire reason that I started Plexus. So my sister is the person who introed everything, and I unfollowed her for 3.5 years for sharing about Plexus on social media. And I was just like, barf, like, I don't want any of this. Like, this is a scam. Like, this has got to be weight loss. Like, what is this? Like, what did she just get wrapped into? Like, I was not at all interested in it. And had like zero health issues that I was looking to fix. So I was just like, I just can't, like, unfollow. Fast forward, I realized that I watched her as she was building her business. I would check in occasionally. I watched and I saw that she bought her dream home. And I thought, So knowing where their finances were prior, because I'm her sister, so I knew that, and then knowing their dream home, it caught my attention and it got me curious. I had seen that she had started to get back to like her normal self. Like she just seemed happy again. And I was like, okay, what is this? And so I started asking questions. Fast forward to April of 20, and I go ahead and place my first order. Not because I'm at all interested in the supplements. I'm still like not looking for anything. And place the order solely so I can build a business so I can stay at home with future babies. So we start on the products, both my husband and I did. He used to struggle with chronic sinus infections, hasn't had one for nearly 4 years. Um, he is a very healthy person. He's a former exercise physiologist. We've got a ridiculous garage gym that takes up all of the space. Not that it drives me nuts or anything, but like super health conscious. And so all of these other things started happening. I started sleeping deeply. I didn't know it was a problem. I had energy and I didn't have that afternoon crash. So I could keep up with my kindergartners when they came in for their favorite class of the day. My A1C started to drop. And my favorite thing is my skin. I have struggled with acne for nearly 2 decades and I have zero makeup on. I didn't even check the mirror for pimples this morning because it's not something that is a concern anymore. And so that's so freeing. All of this because I wanted to stay home with my babies. And now I am. This is my first year as a full-time stay-at-home, work-at-home mom. And it is wonderful. And it is the hardest job I've ever had, even over teaching. But that's just a snippet of my story. And so, Carrie, you are next, my friend.
Okay, I too am setting a timer so I can make sure I respect everybody's time. So I actually joined Plexus 6 years ago last week on January 18th was my join date. And I had told my friend Emily, who Abby's sister, one that introed, I told her no for a year. She asked me if I'd ever thought about trying the Plexus products. And I said I tried them before and they didn't work. While part of that is true, I had tried them before, but the part about it not working was I was not trying the right products. My body needed more than just the slim, and I was very inconsistent. And I also had nobody helping me along the way, like telling me what I needed to be doing. I just like bought a bag of slim randomly and stretched it out over a 30-day period or like a 30-day supply, like over like, I think it was like 45 days that I stretched it. So very inconsistent. Doesn't work if you don't take it. So when I actually decided to say yes, I had a newborn and 3 other children, and I was beyond exhausted, and I had zero intentions of this actually working. There was probably a part of me in the back of my brain that decided to just go ahead and say yes so I could prove to Emily that it really did not work for me and I was going to get my money back and it was going to be fine. So I remember panicking when I told her, okay, yes, let's order. And then I thought, oh, what have I done? I've locked myself into this. And then I realized, oh, okay, so this actually is working, y'all. This is working. Not knowing the gut health connection between my hypothyroidism and IBS, and also not knowing that Plexus was a gut health company because I just thought that they sold this pink drink and it was for weight loss and all the things. And so, not knowing the connections between gut health, not knowing what they really stood for as a company, and pushing my pride aside and realizing that, oh my gosh, I have a newborn. I'm up during the night nursing and I'm keeping up with 3 other kids during the day. And I actually have energy because it was to the point where I was falling asleep before I could even go get my oldest from school. I mean, the school was calling me, you guys, more than once. This happened where the school called me at like 3:15 and said, "Are you coming to get your daughter today?" Because I'd fallen asleep on the couch while my other kids played. How embarrassing is that? And no longer was I having to like, I had this like short list of food that I could actually eat without it being, going back to the word embarrassing, and making sure that I knew where the bathroom was if I was going out to eat, or that we were going to go straight home after I got done eating. So talk about life changing. I used to like roll my eyes when people would say that, but it really truly was a life change for me because I was finally able to be the mom that I wanted to be and feel good and like love life again. But more than my health wins, I watched my now 22-year-old daughter, but at the time was 17. I started her on the probiotic because she had terrible, terrible eczema. She had had it since she was 1 year old. And we had gone to all the doctors and done all the weird things that the dermatologist told us to do. And you guys, in less than 2 weeks, her eczema that was covering her legs was gone. And she has not had a single flare up since. And that was 5 years ago. So that's my wonderful health story. I'm going to move it on and let Emily let us tell Chris's story.
You guys are awesome. I love these stories. Okay, so my husband is amazing, and he has taken our daughters, to go ski. We live 13 miles from a ski resort, and so he was so kind to record a video, and it was also hilarious how long it took him to record this 3-minute video. So I'm going to play it for you guys, and we'll pretend that he's here. Isn't he cute? Okay, here we go.
Everybody, my name is Chris. I'm Emily Burgess's husband. Before Plexus, I was not really familiar with network marketing companies. I didn't have a strong opinion one way or the other about them. But I know as a family, I was the main breadwinner. I was working as a creative director at a nonprofit, and really enjoyed my work, but it didn't. It didn't pay a ton of money. So we were trying to be as smart as we could be financially, but we just didn't really have a lot of room to dream. So Emily started seeing her friends and the success that they were having with Plexus, and they started reaching out to her. And I remember we got got these requests and people asking her to come and join their Plexus team. And I remember, we kind of looked through and we're like, okay, this can't be, but this is too good to be true. People aren't really making this kind of money, and these health benefits. I mean, they don't really seem like neither of us had really like any health issues that I really felt like we needed any help with. So I was a little bit skeptical about this whole thing, mostly just from ignorance from my part. As we prayed and thought about like what could this look like for our family if Emily did decide to step into this. She had done a lot more research than I had. She had looked into it a lot more than I did. And at the end of the day, when we had our conversation, I think we had a conversation, and I just basically was like, I trust you. I trust your wisdom. I trust your judgment, and I'm going to support you in anything that you want to do. And so if this is something that you feel like that is going to be good for our family, then I'm going to trust that you can lean into this. So Em did. She took her first steps into it, and I just kind of played a background role of just supporting her and loving her. And I started taking the products, and I felt like I was a pretty healthy guy. I wouldn't have told you that I had any health issues, but a few things that I did struggle with were sinus infections, and just fairly regular for me. I would get sinus infections and have to take antibiotics. I also, anytime we would eat, even like kind of bad, I would get really bloated, and just my stomach would get really uncomfortable. Actually, while we were dating, there was a lot of times where I'd have to kind of walk out to the other room just because I felt my stomach's making weird noises. Started taking the products, and the first thing that I started to notice was I felt great. My stomach did not hurt. And it was just something I kind of was unusual for me because I just remember it always feeling uncomfortable. And then I also started noticing that I wasn't getting sinus infections. A couple of years had gone by and I hadn't had one. I still have not had one since we've been on the product 7 years later. But the thing that really changed for our family, beyond just health stuff for both of us, but was just the financial freedom it provided. So for our family to have the dreams of we want to travel together as a family. I want to be able to be home and not away from my kids all day. I want to be present as a father. And also I want to have the ability to dream and pursue my goals. So Plexus has opened up so many doors for us to go out into the world and try and achieve our dreams and try and achieve a new pace of life for our family. And it has been a life changer for me, for sure.
So those were our 4 guests sharing about where they were before Plexus, skeptical, unfollowing people, saying, hey, I tried it, it didn't work, unfollowing family members and rolling their eyes for 3 years. I had my friend send me 3 sticks of Slim. I didn't ask her for them. She sent me 3 sticks of Slim, and I threw them in the trash because I was that skeptical, and it took me 4 years to say yes. And now I can say it has absolutely changed our life. Even if we did not make a penny, the fact that my husband no longer has to take time off of work because he is having sinus infections, or my oldest daughter who has had skin sensitivities her whole life, just like Carrie's daughter, has really gotten control over her skin issues, my stomach issues, my husband's stomach issues, our sleep. My mother was an insomniac for 30 years and her mom was an insomniac. So it's in the family, and we sleep so deep now. There's so many health benefits that have come through these products with consistency. And like Carrie had mentioned, the products don't work if you don't take them, or if you're inconsistent in them. And so if you are looking for different ways to strengthen your health, whether it be weight, inflammation, sleep, energy, skin, mood, digestion, any of those things, go Google gut health and sleep, gut health and weight, gut health and anxiety, and you will be shocked at the connection. And then I encourage you to talk to the person who invited you here. One, know that you are very loved, and that's why they invited you here. But two, talk to them, let them know what your goals are. If you've been on the products and maybe you haven't seen the changes that you're looking for, talk to the person who is helping you, so that way you guys can figure out the right regimen for you. But I guarantee you that if, like what Carrie was saying, if you can stick with it, you will be so grateful. Thank you guys so much for being on. We're 1 minute over, and that's totally my fault, but thank you guys for being on. You guys are awesome. If you have questions, feel free to send me a private message, and I'm happy to answer them. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being on. Bye, everybody.